Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Fireplace Podcast. This is Ella, your host. We are here with Joshua Gomez. And yeah, hi. How are you?
Hi. I'm fucking stoked to be here, dude.
Yeah.
Can I curse?
Yeah,
I actually never asked. Okay, cool.
You can curse.
Wicked.
It's so good to have you here. Thank you so much for being here and for performing.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, that was really, really good. Yeah, we definitely want to dive deeper into your songs, everything about you. So yeah, tell us about yourself.
Jeez. Okay. Yeah. So
Just
my
like
name
a brief,
is.
Yeah,
just a little taste. My name is Joshua Gomez. Born and raised in Orlando, Florida.
Nice.
Moved over here to LA to go to music school. Chase the whole thing. Hard rock, I guess, is what I mainly do. Hard rock with some orchestral influence.
Oh.
And in my own band and other bands, I sing, play guitar, play bass, and play drums and keys.
Wow. Oh wow.
Yeah.
So you play all the instruments?
Most of them.
Most of them? How did you start? What was your first instrument?
Guitar, technically, but I didn't really fully get into it until 8th grade or something. I started in 6th grade, pissing around, kind of learning it, but I really dived in when I was I just want to learn everything, and so keys, guitar, vocals, kind of all at once.
Okay. Yeah. No. Dude, your songs are really, really good.
Thank you.
And we definitely want to go into your songwriting a little later. But yeah, I love your voice. The first time that I heard you perform, I was like, wow.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, I was so impressed. Your voice is really naturally raspy. I feel like I asked you a little bit ago, how do you sing like that?
Yeah, and I said I don't know because I kind of don't. I've had vocal coaches in the past and stuff.
Okay.
Where I have taken lessons and everything, so I know how to support and all that. But as far as the more raspy stuff and especially screaming, it's kind of
natural.
It's I kind of mess with my voice enough to know how to make the sound.
I see.
But I don't know if it's 100% correct what I'm doing. But
I see.
The sound comes through.
No, it sounds great. Does it?
Thank you.
Does it hurt?
Well, if I do it too much in one night, it can start to hurt. It's kind of picking your battles a little bit. If I'm playing an hour set, it's I have 4 or 5 screams, and then after that,
okay,
I have to cut it off.
I see. So you can just rest your voice a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah, no, that's really good. Yeah, we know that you moved here from Florida. So what made you come to LA?
Honestly, I was yeah. So honestly, I wanted to go to another college in Miami, which is 3 or 4 hours from Orlando, from where I grew up. Another
same music school,
it was a University of Miami, so it's a big school, but they had the best contemporary music program in Florida,
right?
And I got rejected, and so I was I guess I can't go to music school in Florida, and so I looked around, and I never really wanted to move to LA, but I just kind of was this is the best school for what I want to do.
I see. Wait, so you were not really interested in LA?
No, not really. No.
Okay. Even what do you think about the music industry or the music scene here in LA?
Well, it is better than I anticipated it to be. It was more. It wasn't so much the scene. I know the scene is huge. This is where all the opportunities are and stuff, but it was more so the people that I was I've heard some bad things
in LA.
Yeah,
of course. No, of course. I feel when I also didn't decide to move to LA. I think I probably said it in another podcast with someone else, but it was just I decided to move here just because I had the chance to, and I just took it because I wanted to study abroad. But instead, I was I wanted to move to London, but then I was I see the opportunity to be here.
Yeah.
And why not? So that's what I did.
And now you're stuck here.
Yeah.
Now you did too well and you're stuck.
Pretty much, but...
How silly.
Yeah, honestly, I don't like to really see it as stuck, but...
I'm totally messing with you, of course. You're doing great here, obviously.
No, thank you. But yeah, so you didn't decide really to be in LA.
No, I didn't pick LA. It picked me.
Oh.
That's a joke. It did not. I was just I got rejected from this other school, so this was the second choice.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what was your major why did you decide to do music?
Oh, geez. It was pretty much like, why did I just, I guess like ever since I was like a kid, I kind of never wanted to do anything normal. Okay. You know what I mean? And it's like, if I felt in my heart, oh, I need to work in a cubicle for the rest of my life, I would have done that. But I kind of felt I need to take a chance. Like, you know, like if this is my only shot, I need to do something crazy. Otherwise, what's the point of living? And at one point that was being a wrestler and like a pro wrestler.
Wow.
And at other points it was
wait.
other.
Tell us more about that. But I mean, finish your thought, but I want to know.
No, it was just, I always had outlandish dreams, and music is the one I felt like I had the best shot in. But no, I wanted to be a pro wrestler, like for the WWE for a long time, for like most of my childhood. And I even joined the wrestling team like in high school, which is different. Cool. It's a different type of wrestling, but like for conditioning and training and all that. And that was the plan. And I kind of was like, maybe let's give this music thing a shot. And I was like, I probably have a better chance at that. So I picked that. But I am going to start training for wrestling though. By the time this is out, I've already probably been training for a while. But like in a couple weeks, I'm going to start.
Oh, okay.
So I figured, fuck it, I'll do both.
That's, honestly, why not? Like, I think, you know, there is always a chance to do a lot of things. Not at once, obviously, but like do a lot of things like that you're passionate about and that you really like, because I don't know. I just feel like you just never know.
Yeah.
And the more you move around, the better. And the more chances you have, not just kind of like waiting, you know. Just kinda like go
and it's
for
very easy, like in music school, to stay in the bubble of the school.
Absolutely.
And it's like trying to break out of that, you know, meet other people and that sort of thing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. When did you move to LA?
Oh, that's a great question. It was, I guess, September of 2021 I moved.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, something like the end of September of 2021.
Okay, cool. And, okay, yeah, these are just questions that I'm really curious about. But
Sure.
like, how old are you?
I'm 21.
You're 21?
Yeah, I'm 21.
Oh, no, that's really cool. Awesome.
A bit of a baby, yeah, I know.
I mean, yeah, a little bit. You know?
Just a little bit.
But you are really talented. And I feel like you have a really, you know, I feel like your music is great, and I feel like the moment you would get discovered, or not even get discovered, but the more you give to your music, you're definitely going to go somewhere with it, because I think it's fucking great, and your voice is incredible. For 21 too. I honestly was expecting you to say I'm 28 or something.
Oh,
but
wow, really?
I mean, not for how you look, but your voice.
I get you.
Really.
I get you. I'm not offended mostly, but
I'm a little offended.
No, thank you. That's super nice. I don't know, man. It's tough. Like I've been writing, like as soon as I started learning like instruments, I didn't want to be a jukebox and like learn all my favorite songs. I was like, I'm gonna write immediately.
I love that, like original music.
Yeah. That was always what I wanted to do. So I guess I've been writing ever since I could, you know, pick up an instrument. So.
And do you remember when that was? Like, do you remember like your first like time making a song, or like?
Oh yeah, and they're all horrible. They're all garbage. Like all the first that's common though. All the first like 50 songs you write are horrible. Yeah. You know, and you just got to get it out of your system. Absolutely. The more you write, the better you get.
Absolutely.
Happy actually was a song, one of the songs I performed, was a song that I wrote, must have been 2016, 2017, like a while ago. And it just went through a bunch of different permutations, kind of changing it up a little bit over the years. And we landed on what it was when I released it. But that one was like the third or fourth song I ever completed. You know? Like really early in the process.
Wow.
Yeah. And that one I was like, this one's cool. So I kept it. The rest of them are garbage and they're gone. but that one I was like, this is cool.
No, I love that song. Was that the first song you performed, or the second one?
First one.
The first one. Do you have a story for the second song?
For the second song? Or yeah, I guess. I mean, so both of those songs are kind of like on this concept EP that I'm writing. Nice. Kind of about it's like a story of grief, but more so the grief of losing yourself, not losing somebody else. Love that. So, like Happy is actually the, I guess the anger stage or whatever the first one, retaliation or something like that. Okay. It's like the mad stage.
Very cool.
And Numb Me is the depression stage. in the process, like the 5 stages of grief. Yeah.
And Numb Me is the second song you performed. Yes.
Second one I performed, yes. But it's the 5th one on the EP.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, the concept is really cool. It sort of reminds me of a kind of like a book, and it's, chapters, and you have to like go through it and like read it, and then it's like a really cool concept. But how do you come up with Numb Me?
With Numb Me? That one was also pretty early. I would say maybe 2018, 2019. It was like, still I was a budding songwriter, I guess, but it's really like just kind of about feeling stuck, feeling like you're in a plateau in life, and not really knowing what to do to change it and that sort of thing, which I went through for a while, and I kind of wrote a million songs about it, but that's one of the ones that kind of stood the test of time and stuck with me. So
no, it's a really good song. One of our team members here at the crew started crying. No, it's a really good song. I really enjoyed watching it perform.
Nice.
So
it's flattering.
Yeah, no, absolutely. What are I know this question is kind of like, oh my God, like
that's fine.
Sometimes, you just have to ask these questions, but like, it's just like, what are some of your influences?
Oh, come on. That's not a bad question.
I feel like when someone asks me that, or like, who's your favorite musician or something, I'm like, well, it's just so broad because there's so many, and like I just have to go with like a list of like why each of them.
Sometimes I feel that way, but mostly I like to have like one answer for every question anybody can ask me. Not always the case, but I would say the biggest one is probably Alter Bridge, mostly like modern hard rock bands. So Alter Bridge, 3 Days Grace, Red, bands like that are like pretty heavy, but very melodic and with a big focus on like storytelling.
I love that.
Yeah. Those are kind of the bands that I am influenced by.
Talking about storytelling, do you have a way to write songs? Like a songwriting process?
Ooh.
Do you produce?
I do. Yeah, cool. I produce my demos and I co-produce the stuff that I release. Nice. Or fully produce it. Depends on the song. But it's different every time writing for me. Like sometimes the whole song will just fall out of me in a minute or in 2 minutes. And it's just like, it's like ranting kind of, but like with an instrument.
I see.
And like a melody. It's like just it all comes out. And the last song actually for the EP, I've been working on it for like 3 years.
Wow.
And it's been a pain in the ass to like fully finish and be like, not think every time like, oh, this is lame. So it's different every time. Sometimes it starts with a melody or chord progression or something. But really, I think the root of it is the story and the melody. And when I get that and like I get it to where I was like, okay, I know what I want to say. Then the rest of it is normally a pretty easy process.
What do you mean with the melody? Like, do you have like, imagine you write something and then you have the melody. Do you usually stick with that melody that you had as a theme, or you go, you know what, I'm just going to go with whatever chords I'm playing and then just start saying something or like telling the story?
Normally the first melody I pick, I stick with because it's normally the purest and the thing that I believe in the most.
I love that.
At least for the chorus. Maybe for the verse I can change it, or the bridge I could change it a little bit, but it's normally whatever comes out first is the most honest thing.
I love that.
And sometimes I frame a whole song around just a melody, you know? So it's normally the anchor of every song for what I write.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah. I usually also start with a theme and then I just go off of the theme and then just kind of like expand. Just because I also do like film scoring and stuff like that. And like, I just have to like just try different things. But honestly, I'm pretty crazy with it. So I just go, if that sounds good, I'm going to record it and then throw a bunch of stuff on it, see what happens. And then maybe a melody will come to my mind. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a fun process to just have, everyone has like different ways to like, how like their process is and like the way to make music. So that's really, really cool. Yeah. I mean, I want to show people right now, some of his merch because you have some really cool stuff that I want to say I've seen a lot of our friends like have. Like he has like stickers that are really cool. He also has like hats and shirts.
Are we really?
Oh my God.
Oh my God.
We're really doing it.
Okay. Yeah.
This guys. Oh my God.
You got the trucker hat. People actually really like this.
This is what I'm going to wear the rest of the combo. Does it look good?
It looks great, dude.
Guys, you have to go get it. Yeah, where can you find this stuff?
That's all on my merch store, joshuagomezmusic.com/merch.
Yeah,
we do the shipping and everything. There's, oh my God. Yeah, there's stickers too. Oh, you're so sweet. We have that one and also this one and a circular version of this one too. There's, I don't know if you can see it. Oh,
yeah. Also,
I have my camera. I forgot.
Yeah, I mean, we also have a shirt over here, but I mean,
we want to keep the shirts on for the most part.
But yeah, go look at that, and then yeah, I mean, look at this. Like, buy his merch, please.
People seem to like it, you know. And I didn't tell anyone to bring it. Like, it's somebody already had it on. So I was like,
you want to step in and see?
Go on.
Let's go.
Get in here.
Okay, so Sharia here, our lovely,
oh my God, you're
beautiful
modeling
crew
it too.
Member. It's gonna show. Yes, let's go, dude. That's a really cool shirt. I want it. I want it.
I got you.
What?
I hope you're happy in the back.
Wow.
Bro.
This is so cool. Is that from one of your songs? Yeah.
Yes, and Happy, yeah.
Yeah, the first song.
Back off.
I love that. Very cool.
Thank you, Shreya.
No, you're fine. Let's go.
We didn't plan that, but it's good that it happened.
Well, it's still talking about your songs. Like, what's the message you want to like give with your music?
Like in general, you mean?
Yeah.
That's deep. I guess this is one thing maybe I should address. A lot of my stuff comes off as like just depressing and maybe tragic. And it is. But like there's always, at least in my head, a hint of hope, you know, in all of the songs and in all of the ideas. There's always at least a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel and optimism. At least that's what I try to do. And some of the stuff is very bleak, you know. But I just hope to kind of show people that are going through something similar that it's like there's hope, you know, that kind of thing.
That's so beautiful.
And I
try. No, it is beautiful. I love that.
Well, thanks. Yeah. And yeah, it's really like putting it out there also because like, especially among dudes, men, bros, it's like, it's not always cool for you to just talk, hey, I'm fucking sad, you know?
And that's just so like that just I can't. Like I love having friends, especially guy friends that can open up to all their guy friends. Because I feel like with girls it's a little easier, I would say, for some guys. For some of my guy friends, like they open up to me, but then when they're with their friends that are guys, they're just like, hey bro, like, you know, they act like all tough and
exactly.
I don't know. I feel like it should be just totally normalized that, you know, they could just be like, hey, I love you, bro. Like, I love you, man, or whatever. Yeah. But yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Really
I try to do that, you know, with my friends. It's actually funny. Like I sometimes get some flack from some of my friends when I post like, I love you guys, I'm here for you or whatever. Like, and they're like,
flags.
Yeah. Like I get like, some people are like, you know, you're lame. Stop being lame. Stop being emo. Nobody wants to see that. Just post memes. And I post a lot of memes, but those are always the things that people DM me the most about, that people like the story the most about.
Absolutely.
You know, that's always the stuff that gets the best engagement. It's because that's what people want. They just want emotional release and to be loved.
Absolutely. Know? And I think it just says so much about your character if you are open like that. And if you don't care, like what, you know, your bros would think. Because it's like, who cares? I mean, at the end of the day, they probably are going to appreciate that you say, hey, I love you, or something nice and kind and sweet, than like not saying anything, you know what I mean? Or not being deep, I feel like.
Exactly.
I feel like a lot of people, and that's just fine, but I mean, a lot of people, not in LA, just in general, like they're a little scared to go a little deeper into deeper questions, or like, you know, they just like don't want to open up, and they keep it very superficial, which is fine. But I feel like if you want to form like good friendships, you have to like get there, you know, somehow, you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
But yeah, that's really, absolutely. Yeah. No, but that's really cool though. Like you want to transmit that and also hope. That's really, really cool. Oh my God. You should have a song that is called Hope.
That's a good idea.
I mean,
that's a good idea. Okay. I'll start writing it.
Yes. What would you say your earliest memory with music was? Or is? Yeah, it was.
Yeah, I don't know how to phrase that either. It's fine. English is hard.
Agreed.
I guess, man, I mean, like, I kind of, like, my family was always huge into music. None of them are musicians.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, none of them play anything, but they were always huge into it. Like, my mom and my dad both were huge into like Hispanic music, growing up in a Hispanic family, being Dominican Peruvian. So I heard a lot of bachata, a lot of salsa, some reggaeton. Like, tried to limit it, but you know.
Okay. I mean, I'm Peruvian.
Yeah.
So
Okay. There you go.
Yeah. I mean, when I found out that you were Peruvian, I mean, no, you know, you're part Peruvian, and
Yeah.
I actually thought, I don't know where I found this out. When I found it out, I think I went into your profile and I saw like a Peruvian flag or something.
Yeah.
Was it? Do you have in your?
Yeah,
on your,
it's in the name. Yeah.
I was like, no way, this guy's from Peru. Like, no, because like I was just kind of like, what? Like, how did I not know?
Yeah.
And then
there's no Peruvians in LA or Dominicans at all. Like at all.
Like very small.
Very
like,
little.
Every time one of my friends, like some of my friends that are from Peru, I had one of my really good friends moving here. He was like, why don't you go to like all these Peruvian stuff? And I was like, well, when I go to like Latino parties and stuff like that, like there are not many Peruvians, but like, you know, I guess you can find some around. But yeah, that's really cool that you have that influence, and that it definitely influenced you with your music, or not with your music specifically, but growing up, it was something that you would listen to a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. It kind of did actually like influence, even though I make like metal shit, it's still like the drama that you feel, like the sense of drama in certain Hispanic music is very much a part of my music, you know?
Yeah.
And nobody really listened to hard rock and metal when I was growing up. So I kind of did that on my own.
Was it just, you mean your family?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Like I had one uncle who listened to Skillet because he was in church or whatever. But other than that, it was all like pop, trap, rap, EDM. That's what's big in Orlando, is that kind of stuff.
Oh,
there used to be kind of a rock scene, but now it's mostly that.
So you were born and raised here
In Orlando, yeah.
Okay, or in Orlando. Yeah, they're very cool. Awesome. We know that you're part of the LA Rock Collective.
Oh yeah.
I
am.
I am so curious because my band is also part of it. But and I would love if we could play in the same venue together.
Amazing, yeah.
When did you join?
Jeez, like pretty much right after I moved here. Actually, I met one of the other bands, Brad, from a band called Against the Sun. They're also in the Rock Collective.
Oh, I'm so bad with names. I'm like, what?
They're great. Totally, you should look them up. I met him like probably 2 weeks after, like met him in person. I knew him already from like the internet. We met on like TikTok or something, like independent music TikTok.
Oh. And
I met him in person like right after I got here. And he introduced me to Dave, who runs the Rock Collective, like right away. And so, yeah, like pretty much right after I got here. And it's an awesome community.
Totally.
It's like pretty much single-handedly supporting the hard rock and metal community.
I agree.
Of LA. Like everybody who's anybody, like any good band is in the Rock Collective pretty much.
Wow.
You
Yeah.
know?
I think when I just joined my band, they joined like something like very close to when I joined, and I had no idea what it was. I just like showed up to like one of the gigs that we had, and then I was like, oh, this is really cool. And then I just like, you know, I just liked everything they were doing for the rock bands in LA, and especially the ones that are like up and coming, which is which is something that I appreciate very much, because that's what we try to do here. So you know, just showcase all these emerging artists that we think are really good, you know, like.
Well, thanks.
Like you are.
You guys are doing a great job. You're doing really good.
Yeah. How do you? Thank you. How do you feel about performing? Like, what would you say? Like, how do you feel on stage? Or I don't know. I just kind of want to go more like in depth on like, how do you feel with music? Like how, like apart from songwriting, you know, like just on stage or performing your songs, or when people like either know your songs or sing your songs or stuff like that.
Oh yeah, no, I mean, like, I think it's like the two best feelings like in the world. Number one is writing a song that you're proud of, and number two is people receiving it well, people liking it, you know, and like being able to get a band together of incredibly talented musicians who I love and put that out in front of people, you know, and see people like, you know, moshing or banging their head or whatever. And I'm like, oh, that's so cool. You know? No, it's the best, you know, and I try to, I said this, I think on stage a couple like shows ago, I was like, I don't care if I'm sick, if I'm sad, if I'm tired, if I'm angry, whatever, the people in front of me get the best show I can give every single time.
Nice.
You know,
Nice.
like at least to the best of my ability. Every single time I'm going to give them the best show I can. And it's like, I feel like it's kind of, for them even being there, it's my duty to do that.
I love that.
That kind of thing. So not only do I feel privileged to be able to do it, it's like my favorite thing. I love performing. It's awesome.
I love that. Yeah, no, I feel you on that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, sweet. Okay, so kind of, you know, just what
It's okay.
I'm like blanking a little bit, but no. If you would have to describe yourself in one word, what would it be?
Ooh,
what word?
that's also deep. One word. I guess at the you're laughing about Shreya. I guess at the I'm egging them on. At the This is serious stuff. I'm gonna reveal something deep. Yeah, and they're laughing at me. Passion or passionate, something like that. I would say, like, I'm very all or nothing with like anything that I love. If I decide to do it, I'm all in 100%. With music, with wrestling, with my relationships and people that I know, and you know, it's that. All 100%. So I guess that's kind of like how I lead my life. So I think passion or passionate would be a good word. I love that.
I want to go a little more. Like, I just want to talk a little more about like wrestling.
Okay.
And I don't know.
I could talk for hours about
wrestling. I feel like we didn't really. I don't know. I'm just. I was about to say. I'm very curious about like what, like how do you get into it and what led you to, not really switch to music, but kind of sort of be like, you know what? I mean, you kind of did say that you thought you had a better shot.
Yeah.
But was there something else?
I mean, I guess like to explain better shot, kind of like most wrestlers, and this is kind of an insecurity a lot of like budding wrestlers have, like indie wrestlers, is like you have to be 6'3", you have to be 260 pounds, you have to be jacked and everything else like that. And in high school, when I was like, what am I going to do for the rest of my life? I was even shorter than I am now. I was like probably 5'5", 5'6" or something. I was like, I really hope I hit 5'8".
Dude, I'm like 5'4", and I'm like, hey, what's up?
I know, but it's a whole thing. But for like people who want to get into wrestling, it's a big like deal. You have to be at least 6 foot, or you're screwed. Like you're not gonna make it. And also it's a big like toll, and there's not really a clear path into it. You know, you kind of have to either do indie wrestling for 5 years and hope that you pop off and something happens, or you have to know somebody who can just get you signed, you know?
I see.
So it's a bit like of a weird business to get into. And I felt like music is also not like the easiest thing to get into, but I felt like my path was more clear there, and I kind of, at the risk of sounding egotistical, had more of a natural knack for music than I did for wrestling. I was kind of like, I understood it more. I was like, okay, I can actually kind of add to this and really put my all into music back when I was in high school. And I was stubborn, so I picked one thing and I went for it. And so that's what I'm doing now. You know?
Nice. But it's so kind of, you're going back kind of to like, just say what's up.
Dude, like I would regret it if I never really at least gave it a shot. Because
Absolutely.
And there's success stories of like, you know, people who are 5'3" who made it or whatever. But it's still like, it's just something I love. And
you should definitely
do it. Yes. And if I just train and nothing happens, it's still fun, you know, and I'll meet a bunch of people. And wrestling is still like, when I'm not writing or performing, I'm watching wrestling. or doing homework, but it's mostly those two things that I just bounce back and forth. When I'm like, okay, I'm tired of wrestling, I go to music, and when I'm tired of music, I go to wrestling.
I love that, and I think it's a healthy balance to have that. I am sports, right? Damn, like when I was in school, high school as well, through college, when I was back in Peru, I was in a soccer team, and I loved it so much. But then when I moved here when I was 21, I kind of stopped all of that because I was like only music. And to be honest with you, like there was no chance for me to go into a soccer team in Peru because back then it's not only hard, but it's seen as like, oh, you're a girl type of thing. And it's just so bad. And also you don't get anything from being in a sport. And I don't know if this is all South America, but in Peru, you just don't, like, even if you are really good, like that's you're just really good.
You're talking pay wise.
Yeah.
Like they don't pay you anything.
Or if you want to get into a good school, that just doesn't help you. Like,
really?
Yeah, like at all. So it's like, it just was never like, I mean, I always wanted to do it, but like I always say like in my other life, I probably, if I was born like now or whatever, like like now there is, obviously like soccer teams, or places that you can go as a woman to like be in a team. But it was really hard back when I was in Peru. So it was like, especially growing up when I was like 5 or whatever. And I was like, I want to play soccer. Like that was impossible. Like there was no way.
That's kind of sad though. You should still
no,
do it once a week or something.
I was about to say, but now that I'm a little more established here, I'm like, I should just join like just for fun, and like, even if I know that it's probably never going to happen, but like, that's totally fine. Especially because I'm like, but at the same time, it's like, I'm just so happy if it's only as a hobby because it's something that I love, and music is like my life. So
no, you don't have to be Messi. Same way I don't have to be John Cena. Like you can just, you could just do it for fun, and it could be something that you enjoy.
Absolutely. And I think it's a really healthy balance to have different things and not just
all music 100%. Yeah.
It depends on the person, but I think especially if you're really into sports, I think it's good. It's like, it's a good feeling. It's like almost like letting it all out.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like it's so good.
Yep. You should take your own advice, definitely to me, but for yourself.
Hell yeah. So you're still in school. Mm-hmm. Yes. And how is that going?
Yeah. It's good. Like, I think I only have like maybe a year and a half left to get my bachelor's degree. And I don't even know if I'm going to get a minor in something or not, but for now, that's kind of what I'm focused on and worried about. I'm going to MI, which is where I met all y'all from.
Nice. Yeah.
It's a great place, mostly. And I'm in the songwriting and production bachelor's.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah.
When I was there, they were just like starting that program,
really?
and I thought about switching.
Really?
Because I was in the composition program, and I was like, I was just way like too deep into that, so I was like, I'll just finish this. It wasn't bad at all, but yeah, that's really cool. How would you say your experience is being surrounded by a lot of musicians that want to do the same things as you, or want to be like it, like
they want to have my spot.
Yeah.
That's how a lot of people treat it, but I don't think of it that way
Nice.
at all. I think there's room for everybody.
Absolutely.
But it's both motivating and demoralizing, like at the same time, because it's like everybody's better than me, but I'm also better than everybody at certain things. You know what I mean?
What do you mean everybody's better than
you? Like, you see this guitar student, you're like, oh my God, he shreds, I'll never be as good as him. And then you see the singer, like, oh my God, she's amazing. Like everybody's amazing at something. And like, especially when I started school, that sort of thing is overwhelming, where you're like,
absolutely,
everybody has all these skills that I don't have, like, am I the shit? Am I worth it? All this other stuff. But no, it really, like, the longer you're there, it just kind of shows you what you have and not what everybody else has. That kind of thing.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think going to a creative school, it's very, it's so personal. You know what I mean? Like sharing things, even just singing. It's like, for me, I feel like it's very intimate.
And writing.
Absolutely. Like sharing your writing, sharing your songs, and for the composition program, it was like a lot of every week you would have to show like they would give you a scene or something because it was like film scoring. So you would have to like make music and then show it to the class the next week. And everyone, it's just like one scene without music. So everyone, I mean, and just some guidelines, right? Yeah. So everyone had just different approaches at some point. And like, it was just very cool to watch, but also you could tell immediately who had it and who didn't have it. You know what I mean? And that sometimes if you feel like you're the one that you don't have it, it could be very discouraging. I mean, I can only imagine for performance, degrees and like feeling like, oh my God, like this person is much better and just getting in your head. And I think like as someone that is creative, like that is really hard to deal with. And does it happen to you? Like obviously, but I mean, how do you deal with it?
I feel like with writing, like that's your baby that you're giving to people. You're like, this is the thing I created.
Absolutely.
As opposed to, oh, my voice cracked or, oh, I wasn't in the right scale. That you can fix. But this is my baby that I made and you hate it, like that kind of thing.
So it's so personal.
It's very personal. And there's definitely like a bit of a steep jump, in like the people, when you're listening to other people's songs, like people's levels. Some people are like beginners, never written a song before. Some people are like, they've already written successful songs, that kind of thing.
I see.
And you're kind of like, where do I stand in the hierarchy type of thing? So yeah, like motivating and also demoralizing sometimes depending,
Does it help though? Like, does it help to at least just be like, you know what? It's fine if someone doesn't like it, or it's fine if I'm being quote unquote judged. I'm just gonna do it. Like, or like, fuck it. Like, I'm just gonna put it out.
Yeah. If I wasn't so stubborn, I think I would have thrown away all my songs because obviously somebody's not gonna like it. Obviously,
everything is subjective for sure.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, they said that the solo's bad. It's all bad, and just throw it away. There's a lot of people I know that do that, and they never release anything, And it comes down to somebody felt targeted behind the camera, but I won't say who. But it's like, eventually, you just need to believe in the idea and believe in the fact that even if you're not the best writer you could be, there's still somebody else who, can relate to where you are, and there's still somebody else who could love what you're doing right now.
Absolutely. And you'll never know. You will never know if you don't put it out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. If you don't try to do it.
Exactly.
At least. That's awesome. That's really cool. Sweet. So tell us a little more about, tell us about your upcoming projects. If you have anything coming up that is exciting that you, my cat's distracting you. Yeah. We have our mascot here in the house as always. And he's just, scratching and stuff. So
he loves me.
And he loves you. No, I'm telling you, like that doesn't happen with him.
Really?
He's pretty outgoing, but like that he just went on like licked you and stuff like that. That's
wow. I feel so special.
Tell us about your upcoming projects.
Well, where I am right now, I just came back from this super long break.
Nice.
Going back home, seeing family, seeing friends I haven't seen in forever. I've been here for 2 years in LA, and there's some people I hadn't seen since I left.
So you didn't go visit until now?
No, I did.
Okay.
I did. Yeah, I had visits, but I just saw my family for a week or whatever. There were some friends I hadn't seen in 2 years, that are like really close friends or whatever. So I just got back from that break, but now that I'm back, I'm definitely looking to put the finishing touches on the EP and get that out.
Nice.
We recorded drums not too long ago for the next song that I'm going to release, which hopefully is out by the time this is. I'll just say it. It's called Spiral. It's an interesting track for sure, and it expands on the whole concept of the EP and everything. So
I love that. I love the concept.
Thank you. So I'm trying to execute as best I can, trying to get all the songs recorded and drums and vocals and everything. It's tough. It's
absolutely
arduous process. And also still trying to be active in playing shows and stuff. So those are the things I have. I have a show that probably already happened when this came out, but whatever. August 25th at Molly Malone's here in LA. Okay. And I've been trying to book a show in Orlando back,
That would be really cool.
Yeah. It's the logistics of it, like flying my band and all that.
Absolutely.
We need to figure out, but yeah, that's kind of what I'm up to, I guess.
What if you do an acoustic one? An acoustic set, just you and your guitar. You can do it. You did it here, and it was great.
I did it here. I can do it anywhere. That's not a bad idea.
Just a thought,
It's not a bad idea. But like, I'm a bit all or nothing. So if I did it, I would want to do it. You know what I mean?
You did say that.
But that would be a good like appetizer maybe for a show.
Of course. Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, thank you so much for being here with us. And, you were incredible.
Thank you.
Tell everyone where they can find you and they can find your music so they can listen to you.
That's my camera.
Right there.
Sorry. So, hi. Like I said, Joshua Gomez at Joshua Gomez Music. Anywhere you can find me, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Threads.
Nice.
JoshuaGomezMusic.com. That's where the merch is. It's where the story is and all that, all the background for, get the hat. People really love the hat, like genuinely. Like, I'm not saying that for you to buy it. Like, people actually really like it. And I don't know why. Like, I think it's cool. Thank you, Shreya. That's me. Joshua Gomez Music, everywhere you can find me.
Thank you so much for being here again. And yes.
Thank
you, guys. Go follow him everywhere and go follow the Fireplace Sessions and podcast.